Well, now I'm officially 10 treatments down on my radiation therapy path, and I've got 10 to go. So I'm halfway done, and I'm very, very grateful. I am absolutely exhausted, which I expected, but it's still hard because I'm not getting done the things that I really want to get done, but I am prioritizing rest, a lot of rest, taking care of myself as I know my body needs me to. So that's been good. Just haven't gotten things done on the old to-do list. So that's been hard, but I just have to let that kind of stuff go for now. I know last time I talked about my struggles unexpectedly with having two men in the room with me. And I am very, very happy to say that I have not had to speak up again, that I've from then on have had one woman and one man, which is fine, in there with me, both techs doing their job professionally, and it's been fine. There's been no uncomfortability, no issue, so I am immensely grateful to God for that. One time I even had two women, which is kind of fun, and actually both of them were quite friendly. Well, the one in particular, the other one, not as much, but they were still much more friendly than the other people that I work with. Unfortunately, I've only had them once, but that was still a nice change. Was actually able to talk to them a bit and just felt more comfortable. So that was really good, and that's a blessing from God. I indeed also have only just a little bit of reddening. So my skin is obviously getting that little bit of tinge, like it's starting to get a little bit of a sunburn, but that's to be expected. But honestly, I feel like other than just being completely wiped out, I had to rest a whole lot before I even did this video. So that's been challenging, but I still feel like I'm going through this very well, and I'm very grateful. The treatments themselves have been going very well. I have one more week of 5 treatments over the entire area. And then the final week, the last 5 treatments are going to be targeted to where the cancer was located. So it's going to be a very small section of my entire breast area that will be irradiated on that last set of 5. So that means here in 2 days, I go in for my treatment number 11. I also have a simulation appointment afterwards where they'll do the same thing they did before. They'll end up making a mold for me, run me through a CT, no radiation, but just getting the exact location of my body and where to calibrate, how to calibrate the machine, and where to make it go where it needs to go to deliver that final week of targeted radiation in that very small area of my breast. And I will also, as I just found out a few days ago, I will also be face up for this one, these last 5, which will be nice because face down has, like I said, been uncomfortable. Not a big deal, but it's been uncomfortable. So I'm going to actually be able to be face up for this last 5, which will be very nice. And it's going to be very targeted. So I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that maybe the treatments will be, less time than the 6 to 8 minutes that they have been taking. I'm assuming maybe 5 minutes-ish, something like that. I don't know. Nobody's said that to me, but we will see. And I'll let you guys know how that goes. But that will be the last week of my treatments, not this next week. This next week is still all over the area like I have been doing for the last 10. And then the last 5 will be targeted just to the area where the tumor was actually located. So they call it a boost. In their parlance, it's a boost set of treatments, the last 5. So it boosts the effectiveness of the entire radiation treatment and enables me to have a 4-week session of 5 days a week instead of a 6-week session. It's been proven to be just as effective doing it this way, so that's why they're doing it the way they are. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm I'm grateful. I'm just grateful to all of this. You know, this week, it's challenging dealing with the fatigue that I deal with, which has been exacerbated greatly by my other health issues that I have. So anyone else going through radiation may well not have the extreme fatigue that I have had so far. You would likely get the skin reddening, most people do, that I have, but not that extreme, and I mean fatigue where I just can hardly lift my head off the pillow kind of fatigue. That's what I've been dealing with. So that's, I think, very specific to my health situation and probably would not be for someone else. So it's been challenging, but all in all, I'm just very, very grateful. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for a great prognosis with my cancer. I know someone very, very close to me who just found out that she has stage 3 kidney cancer. She had lumps on her thyroid, which they ended up removing her entire thyroid. They were positive for cancer. She knew she had thyroid cancer. But when they did the rest of the testing on her, she discovered that her thyroid cancer was actually a secondary metastasis. It was not the primary source of her cancer. Her primary source was actually in her kidneys. She had no way of knowing that, no symptoms, no anything. So she's looking at an uncertain future, and my hope and my prayers for her are that God would be merciful to enable her to have successful treatment and a complete remission of her cancer. But she won't find out any more until this week. It just reminded me, though, it reminded me of how blessed I am. Why did my cancer end up being so minor compared to others? Right now, I know very close people that I know that I'm praying for every day. Not just her, but there's 4 others that are having very cancer and other very, very serious health issues. And I just realized that I have nothing to complain about, and I have nothing to be negative about. I am blessed, and I am grateful. Doesn't mean it's easy. You know, having cancer is never an easy thing. And it's not something I would have chosen for myself, but it is the path that God's chosen for me, and I'm content to be here because I know He knows what He's doing. I sure don't get it. I don't have Him figured out at all, but I do know that He's good. As I've shared in past videos with you, I know that He's good from personal experience, not just because I've been taught that or told that, or some might say indoctrinated with that, but because I've experienced it in my own life, how good God is in the middle of the hard things that He allows to touch my life. So I am grateful. I mean, grateful is the word. I have needed some laughs, and I've enjoyed this week. I needed a lessening of the heaviness because I was so tired all the time. And my pain level's not been great either. So this week I've spent some good time listening to Mark Lowry, that comedian I told you about in the very first video. He's fantastic and makes me laugh so hard. I've also been enjoying watching Minecraft, Hermitcraft videos. Some of those are absolutely hilarious. Some of the things they do and the things they make are so inspirational, whether it's Good Times with Scar, whether it's Grian, whether it's Joel Smallish Beans, whoever it is, they're just so talented. B-dubs, I mean, the list could go on and on. They're very talented, and I love seeing what their inventive minds create. So that's been a lot of fun. And they also have this life series that it's called Wildlife. It's been quite a trip. I've been enjoying that, laughing my head off, belly laughing till I cried, whether it's Mark Lowry or it's Hermitcraft, life series videos, whatever it is. I have been thoroughly enjoying myself with that this week. And God's used just the the act of laughing to remind me of just how blessed I am. And then, of course, the time that I spend in his word has been very critical as well for me. That's the foundation of everything, is being reminded of what's true. Because when your symptoms get on top of you and you're dealing with a lot of health issues, it's really, really easy to forget what truth really is. It's easy to start trusting what your eyes tell you and what your feelings tell you instead of what's really true. So I am very grateful to God. I have had Esher this entire time, still having that Esher that we talked about a few videos back, that sense of stability, that no matter what happens, the worst could happen. I could find out tomorrow that indeed I've got cancer, like this person very close to me found out in a completely different place, and I would still have Esher. I know that for a fact. Because God would give me that, because I trust him, and I've seen him do that in very, very difficult things. So it's just a peace that nothing can shake. It doesn't matter what happens. It's not a peace or a stability that's tied to things working out the way I want, things continuing to be good with my cancer, for instance. As good as things can be with cancer. It's not tied to that. It's tied to the fact that I know God is with me and I know he's going to bring good out of this no matter what. So Esher is my blessing from God, and that's what I'm hoping and praying for you as well. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're going through today. Health issues, family issues, death of someone that's very, very close to you, the loneliness that you feel, and you just don't have that special someone to share your life with, and so you're aching and hurting and lonely all the time. Or you have a disability that's 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It just never ends. I don't know what your situation is, but I do know. And I do pray that you will choose hope today. Regardless of what you're going through, I don't care how bad it is, it will not always be that bad. And you do have a God that loves you very much. He does. And I do hope you choose to trust him and to reach out to him, because he does love you more than you know. So today, choose hope. That intangible thing you can't see, you can't taste, you can't touch it, but oh, it's so real on the inside, and it is the game changer that literally shifts everything off its axis and enables you to have peace when it doesn't make sense that you would. Gives you strength when your strength is gone. Today, choose hope. Until next time.